Welcome to Mr. Foy's Easel. On today's show, I'm going to be demonstrating mostly facial expressions. I have here a list of descriptions of the way people appear sometimes. Their facial expressions betray how they feel, or maybe what kind of work they're in or whatever. We'll begin with sad and then go on to scholarly. By scholarly, I mean someone who is very much at home with books and study and, scholarship. Sleepy, we all know what that is. Smug, well, I'll define that further when we get to that point. Everyone knows what it's like to be sneaky or suspicious. Now, what I'm going to do is, with each of these, I'm going to draw a person exhibiting that particular outlook or emotion. And next to it, I'm going to pick out some animal or bird and show that bird with a similar expression. Let's start with a sad person here. Might have an expression kind of like that. They may be shedding tears or not, but anyway, you can tell that this is not a cheerful moment for this lady. Notice the eyes. Okay, let's see. What about a duck? Now, before I do draw the duck, we know that most critters, as I call them, do not really exhibit emotions, at least not as obviously as people do. But in the cartoon world, well, that's a different story. So here's a duck. His bill is kind of, and looks like it might be in a sad position, but the eyes are what reveal his feelings. In this case, he's shedding a tear. I don't know if ducks ever shed tears or not. Well, in cartoons, anything goes. So here's a couple of sad personalities, a lady and a duck. Now, scholarly, that's a little harder to present on short notice, but stereotypes of scholars oftentimes give them a kind of a, shall we call it, professorial look, like a college professor, for example. Scholarly, here's a scholar. And for some reason, over the years, not just in cartoons, but in a lot of people's thinking, the owl is a very wise, perhaps you could say scholarly bird. Some years ago, a local bookstore came to me and asked me to draw an owl for its logo, you know, bookish, scholarly. And this is not that same owl, but this is something about the owl's eyes, I guess, that remind you of a dude like this. He's got on glasses. Now, real owls don't wear glasses, and I'm not going to draw the whole figures on all these, but I thought in the case of the owl, it would, if I showed him holding a book under his arm, it looked like a pretty serious publication there that would add to the image of him as a scholarly bird. So we've gotten two of these now, sad and scholarly. Well, sleepy is a lot easier to show, and I'm going to sometimes someone who's real sleepy, a young one, and they put their hands way up like that, stretching, you know. Oh, mouth a little more open than that, perhaps. It says, ho hum. Well, let's use a bear for our critter, our sleepy critter. The bear's going to have his, going to do a little yawning of his own here. And he's got his paw up over his mouth like we do sometimes when we yawn. This bear right here is, this guy's yawning at 11 p.m. This bear is yawning at about early November, getting ready to hibernate, in other words. So he's stretching and he's got his pajamas on, ready for hibernating. Instead of a clock with the hours of the day, he's got a wake up for April. So we've got scholars and we got sleepies. Now, I said earlier that I would discuss this term a little bit, smug. Smug is a feeling that you're pretty well confident in your position or what you think or what your status is in society or whatever. Well, I think a smug person sometimes might look like this. This is a very sophisticated and smug individual here. What about the world of critters? Smugness. Let's illustrate that with Mr. Goose. Mr. Goose here. Is a similar expression. He's got a tie on too. And he's got one of those funny little hats. I don't know if you have to wear a hat like that when you're smug or not, but there's a smug chap and a smug goose. And when it comes to sneaky, well, a burglar. If he's going to succeed, he usually has to be kind of sneaky. So here he is, got a flashlight and probably a bag to put the loot in. He's sneaking in upstairs window. Sneaky dude. Well, you don't have to be a burglar to be sneaky. I mean, you can sneak around for in a legal manner, I'm sure. But sometimes I think rats might be viewed as kind of sneaky, you know. Whether they're any sneakier than any other critter, I don't know. But this one is sneaky. He's not a burglar, but he's trying to sneak into somebody's house and sneak some cheese or something. Well, I guess he is kind of a burglar if he does that. Sneaky rat. Now, the last one, suspicious, you know what that means. It means that you have a hunch that somebody is doing something wrong or there's something out of whack, as we put it. So, let's say there's a detective sergeant, and he's looking over a crime scene. Sometimes when you're suspicious, you might have put your hand up to your chin like that, and you'd have this serious look. Let's say he's a plainclothes detective, and maybe he spotted something that looks like a hidden door, you know, behind some cans and what have you. So he suspected something is fishy here. He may find something behind this fake door, if that's what it is, that would lead to the solution of the crime. So, suspicious. S-U-S-P-I-C-I-O-U-S. That looks like a K there when I put those letters too close together. And so there we have it. And to make these characters show up a little better, I'm going to apply a little color as much as I have time for. As I've said over and over on this show, if you color somebody's face, you might use what appears to be a red crayon, but then don't bear down too hard. So she's kind of red-faced, I guess. So was this dude here. This lady is got brown hair. This owl has got brown wings. He's got a vest on. And of course the rest of him pretty much is brown. Our duck friend, well, he has something of a light yellow beak and a green cap and a shirt to match. Well, our big-headed guy here, he's wearing a sort of a gray shirt, but now sleepy bear over here has got on his red striped pajamas. He's a brown bear, by the way. I will put our haughty, smug guy with a rather pale face and our smug goose with an orange beak. Finish up with our burglar. And a gray rat. In published cartoons and on animated cartoons, the snout of animals is sometimes kind of painted with a kind of a pinkish hue. Not red tongue, but a pinkish hue. Okay. And so that concludes this episode of Mr. Ford's Easel. I hope you continue with your cartoons. You'll have a lot of fun depicting critters and people and the various expressions that they might have on their faces.